give it a go. Press. Oh, sweet. There you go. All right, awesome. Now you need to check with your director and say, hey Ryan, do you have camera one? Hey Ryan, do you have camera one? Okay, cool. Ask them to test the field mic. Ask them if they're getting noise from the field mic. Are you getting noise from the field mic? Tell them to ask Abby. Okay. Great, awesome. So you remember your zoom in and zoom out are right here. If something happens to this and it goes out, you always have right here or right here. I recommend using this one. It's a little bit more comfortable. Let's get AJ, can you grab these? And then Des, do you remember the very top camera upstairs? Will you take this in the outside part and give it to camera 3 person? Okay, now we need to figure out. So you're supposed to release whenever you do these tripods. You're supposed to release the top first, because whenever you let go this bottom leg, it makes it really wide. So let's close up these bottom legs and then extend these top legs. Or I guess just hold it right there. Okay, I'll just hold. Yeah.
Here we go, two lines right on the yellow line.
You need to pull it up a little bit higher? No, you're good.
One line behind him, one line behind him. Pull it up, let's go. Let's go.
Just loosens. You see this green guy right here? I don't know if he taught you about that. The blue level. Yes, exactly. So what we can do right now is we can excuse me. Okay, so this right here, you see how it says lock? If you loosen this, that allows you to tilt up. So you can tilt this up so that you can see the green bubble. And now what you can do is you can loosen this to do it towards you. Oh, there we go. It's okay. So you see how it's on a rotation right here? You want to do it until it's right on us. Well, hold on. What was going on? I think it might be like tilted. It very well could be. Do you need to lock it first? Hold on. Yeah. I think that is. See, this is for the drive. Does it say something on that? It's for the drive. Left and right, up and down. I don't think so. It may. Oh, it's because of where we are on the track. Yeah. This is not like flat on the ground. Does that make sense? So we're kind of like this. Yeah. So what you can do is point straight down the line. Okay, and then let's take this and we will So for that, okay, we're going to try and find something like, do you see, hold on, tilt it down just a little bit, or sorry, up, my bad. Okay, so you can use something like, I don't know, like that cement wall. If you tilt it out just a little bit more, you can use that to center yourself. And so if you let's zoom out a little bit. Okay. Then we can look down this line and see if we look pretty straight. And I think that's about as good as we're gonna get. Okay. Right, just a little bit. Okay. Let's loosen it and let's try to get, you see right here, you can use the top of this. Let's try to get it a little bit more straight. So loosen that down there, just barely, right? And then that gives us a little bit of wiggle room. All right, try to hold it there and then lock it in place. Other way. There you go. Okay, cool.
Good evening, fans, and welcome to tonight's game. This game is being conducted according to the rules and regulations of the UIL. Good evening, fans, and welcome to tonight's game. This game is being conducted according to the rules and regulations of the UIL. We ask that you consider the time and effort each of these students and their coaches, sponsors, and teachers have put forth. Regardless of the outcome of tonight's game, all of these groups have proven their willingness to work and sacrifice to achieve excellence. Cheer on these students, coaches, sponsors, and teachers and applaud them, but do not, through any of your actions, cause them to doubt the value of their hard work. By your conduct, allow these young people to feel pride in their communities and school. The officials for this game have been mutually agreed upon by school officials for both schools. Without them, this game would not be possible. Their knowledge and application of the rules are a result of annual testing, years of study, and continual participation in clinics that further refine their understanding of the game. We ask you, as students, parents, and citizens, to demonstrate the kind of respect for these officials you would extend to any dedicated person in a position of responsibility. Should an emergency occur, instructions will be provided through the stadium public address system. Public safety personnel dispersed throughout the stadium may also provide instructions to fans. It is important for people to remain calm and follow the instructions. If there is a total loss of power, please stay seated and school district staff will provide further instructions. Under special circumstances, for safety purposes, fans may be required to evacuate the stadium. Should this occur, please follow the directions provided through the public address system and leave in a calm, orderly fashion through the nearest gate. Should a weather event develop, information and warnings will be provided through the stadium public address system. After an event that would cause you to leave the stadium, you will be readmitted to the stadium once it is safe. To report a public safety issue, please inform a CISD police officer or school official. Lastly, please remember, if you see something, say something.
evening, sports fans, and welcome to Buddy Moorhead Stadium here in beautiful Conroe, Texas. Tonight's football game is between the Texans of Rayburn High School and your Caney Panthers. At this time, we'll take a few moments and introduce our varsity cheerleaders from Rayburn and from Caney Creek High School.
Come over here, guys.
Tonight, we would like to recognize the Rayburn High School 2022-2023 varsity cheerleaders. They are Samantha Torres, senior. Mia Gama, junior. Ivana De La Torre, junior. Tori Jackson, sophomore.
Hey, guys, y'all come over here with the rest of the party.
Nicole Figueroa, sophomore.
Right here.
Julissa Diaz, sophomore.
Hey, guys, good luck when you're starting of your season.
Naya Puerti Papafio, sophomore.
Before we even get started.
Mariah Guillen, sophomore. Stephanie Torres, sophomore.
Make sure that your jerseys are made to be
Mia Sanchez, sophomore.
I want to see your numbers. See how y'all
Gabby Cortez, sophomore.
back here is going to be
Elena Robinson, freshman.
over here is going to be Mr. Dave. He's going to be the
And Amber Buendia, freshman.
Exactly, going to be your line there. And those will be your back there. John Kenny going to be your...
And now, we would like to recognize the Caney Creek High School 2022-2023 varsity cheerleaders. The squad recently competed at the UCA Camp Championships where they won awards for large varsity game day champion, top cheer, camp routine, and sideline, mascot game day champion, mascot leadership award, team leadership award, 4 pennant forward awards, 7 All-American awards, All-American mascot, and 10 seniors received UCA future staff invites. They're currently ranked 3rd in the state for UML co-ed cheer. The team is coached by Jalen Jackson and Christine Zimmer. They are senior, future UCA staff Julian Galan. Sophomore, Riley Peroni. Junior leadership representative, Elizabeth Cervantes. Senior future UCA staff, Brianna Garcia. Sophomore, Ella Mitchell. Junior UCA All-American, Haley Davis. Senior future UCA staff, Karina Sayer. Senior UCA All-American and future UCA staff, and Captain Kelly McNabb. Junior UCA All-American and co-captain, Mackenzie Spada. Junior UCA All-American, Cameron Duguay. Junior UCA All-American, Jalen Bruce. Sophomore, Luis Oropeza. Sophomore, Brianna Garza. Senior UCA All-American and future UCA staff, Sebastian Flores. Senior future UCA staff, Michaela Bailey. Senior future UCA staff, Delaney Saul. Senior future UCA staff, Nelly Silva. Senior future UCA staff, Carlos Martinez. Junior Autumn Castle. Senior future UCA staff, Terry Thompson. Sophomore, Lisette Torres. And junior UCA All-American mascot, Petey the Panther. At this time, both schools will take part in the Good Sportsmanship Gift Exchange at midfield. Representing the Sam Rayburn High School Good Sportsmanship League tonight are the Sam Rayburn Varsity Cheerleaders, the Texans Colonel Ashley Reyna and President Lizette Vargas, band members Oscar Arredondo and Natalie Sanchez, color guard representative Sheila Canole, and ROTC cadets Trayvon Allen and Rogelio Rios. Representing Caney Creek High School, Evan Underwood from the Student Council, Christian Mazaregos from ROTC, Alexa Ariano from Band, and Autumn Castle from Cheer. Sports fans, if you'll please rise and join me in a moment of reflection. Thank you. You may be seated.
You've got a lot going on, so how do you find time to take care of you? At Houston Methodist, we work around your busy life. There's same-day visits when you're sick, online scheduling with specialists, access to all your records through MyChart, and video visits 24/7 if you need urgent care. Bringing you Houston Methodist's expertise, wherever, whenever you need it.
That's the difference between practicing medicine and leading it. Houston Methodist, leading medicine.
Shopping for a new or used vehicle? Or just looking for a place for good, reliable service? Go with the name you know. Gullo Ford, Gullo Mazda, and Gullo Toyota. The Gullo family has been serving the Conroe Woodlands area since 1970. So the next time you're shopping for a new or used vehicle or just need service, do yourself a favor and go see Gullo Toyota, Gullo Mazda, and Gullo Ford. Or log on anytime at GulloAuto.com. Gullo, let's drive.
It's not enough to be the leader in robotic-assisted procedures if we're not by your side for every step of your recovery, guiding you back to what makes you, you. Because it's not enough to replace your knee if we're not getting you to the moments that can't be replaced. Memorial Hermann, advancing health, personalizing care.
For over 40 years, Wood Forest National Bank has proudly supported the youth and schools of this great community. Our bank has grown through the years, and Montgomery County is our home. With over 30 convenient branch locations right here in Montgomery County, we are your community bank. Next time you're in the area, stop by and say hi. But for now, sit back and enjoy the game.
Our team at Buckaloo Chevrolet works hard every day to deliver a better car buying experience to every single customer. Just check out our reviews. Amazing to work with. Great customer service. They really care are just a few of the things our customers are saying about us. So if you're looking for a better selection, a better car buying experience, and of course, a better buy, head to Buckaloo Chevrolet today, one of Houston's fastest growing Chevy dealers. We're on I-45 in Conroe or shop BuckalooChevrolet.com. And remember,
it's a better buy at Buckaloo.
At this time, the bands will now perform their school songs. We'll start with the Mighty Panther Band from Caney Creek High School. Here come the Texans. At this time, fans, we ask that you please rise as we honor America and all of those who protect it with the playing of the national anthem by the Mighty Panther Band from Caney Creek High School. Presentation of colors by the Caney Creek High School NJROTC. They are on the U.S. flag, Cadet Lieutenant CDR Dixon, Texas flag, Cadet Seaman Roos, left rifle, Cadet Lieutenant Walters, right rifle, Cadet Junior Grade Mazarregos. Please join me in standing until the colors have exited the field. Thank you. Captains for your Panthers this evening, number 53, Joel Perez. Number 62, Adrian Alvarez. Number 63, Ernesto Carrion. And number 75, Joshua Henry. Captains for the Texans this evening, number 10, Esteban Nava. Number 44, Joseph Duran. Number 68, Ramiro Torres. And number 75, Angel Alvarado. Back deep to receive for the Panthers, number 9, Timothy Palmer. And number 4, Jonathan McMillan.
we're still trying to fix out this, or figure out, I should suppose, this audio. And be perfectly honest, I'm texting my wife, who has this streaming on our YouTube channel. And I will just keep adjusting things until you can hear me loud and clear. Caney Creek, 1st and 10 from their 24. They're in a tight formation. They're going to run up the middle past the 30-yard line and up to the 32-yard line.
Handoff goes to number 24, Jaden Graves.
Jaden Graves, the running back, with the carry there. That was a gain of 6 yards. 2nd down and 4 to go. This is a handoff to the fullback, who charges up the middle past the 1st down marker by about a half a yard, so they will reset the chains. Caney Creek with their first down of the season. And in their preview, Coach Heinman did say that they were going to be a running team this year. Control the ball, control the clock. First time in his 3 years as coach at Caney Creek that they are employing a fullback. And they, in fact, are in a I formation with 3 running backs. This one goes to the tailback on a toss. He makes a couple cuts up the middle past the 40-yard line and down to the 42 before he's brought down.
Jaden Graves with the carry.
That again was Jaden Graves, number 24 for Caney Creek.
Alexander Rivera. Graves picks up 6 yards for the Panthers.
And I must admit, I am a fan of a running football team. If Caney Creek can establish the run tonight, they will open everything else up and put themselves on a path to improve from last year's 1-9 record. Once again, an I formation, a flip to the tailback, 24 on the carry. Graves gets past midfield, down to about the 49-yard line on the Rayburn side of the field. A couple good first downs for Caney Creek on their first possession of this season. It is a gorgeous night up here in Conroe, and thanks for joining us on the YouTube channel. Slightly different formation with 1 tailback. They're still going to hand it off, and carries it right up the middle for a gain of about 6. That'll bring up a 2nd and 4. Michael Collins, excuse me, on the carry. He is a senior fullback for the Panthers. Just a fullback in the backfield. Quarterback under center. Takes the snap and tackled in the backfield.
Number 9, Timothy Plummer.
That was number 4, Jonathan McMillan on the carry. Brought down for a loss. And the Panthers on 3rd down need 6 yards. They have to get the ball to the 39-yard line of Rayburn.
Number 7, Christian Aguilar with the quarterback keeper. Goes around the left side. Picks up a couple of yards for the Panthers.
Panthers short on the first down.
Nathaniel Sotelo.
Brings up 4th down and 4 yards. They are on the Rayburn side of the field. Looks like they are going to try to pick up this first down instead of punting away. So they will come to the line with the intent to pick up this first down. Big 4th down on this early game of the season. And it's a toss, but it is a reverse. Number 24 with the carry gets the first down. He breaks it. This is going to be a touchdown, folks. A great play call on 4th down. First touchdown of the season for Caney Creek. A quick score on their first possession of this season, their first 6A season. And they go up quickly, 6-0 on Rayburn. feel good for any team on their first possession of a new season like this. As I said, Hindman has made it known that this is going to be a running football team this year. And they successfully ran down the field on that possession. The extra point is good. Caney Creek goes up 7-0 on the Rayburn Texans. And just to let you all know, we are still working with the audio. I think I turned everything way too loud. Got some help on the back end here, so if the volume fluctuates just a little bit, that's what we're trying to work out. Very exciting first possession for the Caney Creek Panthers. And as I'll keep talking about tonight, is that they are now 6A, District 13. They'll get ready to kick off. This will be Rayburn's first possession of the game as they'll try to respond to that quick score from the Panthers.
Back deep for the Texans, number 22, Jermaine Calvin, and number 16, Jesus Mendoza. Teeing it up for the Panthers, number 33, Jose Martinez.
Panthers lined up ready for the kick. And this is a low line drive, bounces around the 20. It's going to bounce out of bounds. Although no flag till just now, so that'll be a penalty against Caney Creek's kicking team. And it'll give Sam Rayburn decent possession. And this again is their first possession of the night. Less than 5 minutes into this game. Caney Creek with a quick score. And we're sitting at 7-0.
Texan football at the 30-yard line.
And we'll see what Caney Creek's defense can do on Rayburn's first offensive possession. A little bit of momentum on the Panthers side. Let's see if they can do a quick 3 and out on the Texans. This will be a pass to the right side, short pass. Met right away by the cornerback, brought down just short of the 40-yard line. They'll mark it around the 37-yard line. That'll bring up a 2nd and 3rd.
Brought down by number 14, Isaiah Sanchez. Penalty marker on the play.
Looks like Rayburn was going to the line without a huddle. Now the quarterback's calling him back to the huddle. I take it back, folks. There was a penalty on that play, as they are now stepping off what appears to be a 15-yard penalty. Or perhaps a 10-yard penalty with a hold at the line of scrimmage. This will be a handoff up the middle. Spins and bounces off some would-be tacklers. Gets past the 25-yard line, brought down around the 26, maybe the 27-yard line. Well short of the original spot of the ball. So we'll bring up 2nd and about 13. And a quick snap, handoff up the middle, number 15 with the carry. That's Jorge Vasquez, senior running back for the Texans. Short of the first down, this will bring up 3rd and 3. Quickly to the line, quarterback is in shotgun. It's a pistol formation, trying to get his H-back to his left side. It's a low snap. Quarterback has to pick it up and run to the right side, being met by a Panther short of the first down, but he rolled over the tackler and past the 40. That will be enough to pick up a first down. So they'll move the chains and get another 4 downs. Texans play hurry-up offense style here from the shotgun. Quick throw to his right side, incomplete. Not the best pass. Bring up 2nd and 10.
Thomas pass falls incomplete. That'll bring up 2nd down for the Texans.
Second and 10. Rayburn a little slower to the line on this down. And a handoff up the middle, slides by about 3 tacklers and bounces off of 4th and 5th before he's finally brought down on Caney Creek's side of the field, past the 45-yard line. This is a long pass down the left sideline, well defended by number 5, Trey Jackson. Trey is a junior defensive back for the Panthers. Rayburn going for a chunk of yards on that. And it'll bring up 2nd and 10. Caney Creek, quick score tonight, holding on to a 7-0 lead as we get inside of 6 minutes left in the first quarter. Rayburn out of the shotgun, takes the snap, looks to his right, quick pass, past the 40, spins, but brought down at the 40, and that's where they'll mark this, bringing up a 3rd down and about 7.
That'll bring up 3rd down for the Texans at the 40-yard line.
Caney Creek looking to hold Rayburn here on this possession and take advantage of that earlier score. This is a handoff up the middle, and he is hit in the backfield. What a great tackle. I'm trying to catch a number on this jersey to let you know who stopped that runner in the backfield to bring up 4th down. That was Moises Vega, defensive lineman, and just a sophomore. They will go for it here on 4th down. They got to get all 10 yards for the first. From the shotgun, it is a play action pass, and it's through the hands of the receiver. Incomplete, turnover on downs, and the early momentum clearly on the side of the Caney Creek Panthers. They will take over possession and maintain the 7-0 lead over the Texans. This is great field position for Caney Creek. They're on their 42-yard line. If you joined us late, they committed to the run on that first possession, and nearly every play was a running play, resulting in a quick score. And that was Sam Rayburn's first possession in Caney Creek, getting the turnover on downs. Caney Creek, unfortunately, looking at a 16-year playoff absence. They're going to try to turn that around this year, having achieved a 6A status, playing in District 13. They're going to show what they have here. Again, they play an I formation with 3 running backs. This goes to the fullback, and he charges up the middle, a significant gain of about 6 yards. They'll mark it as a 5-yard gain, so we're 2nd and 5. No hurry on the Caney Creek offense side. Using the traditional huddle, whereas Sam Rayburn's quick to the line using the no-huddle offense tonight. So a contrast in styles. 3 running backs again, to the fullback we go, and he's across the 50-yard line. That'll bring up a 3rd down and a long one. We'll call it 1.5 yards.
Collins with the carry. And on the stop, number 32, Giovanni Soriano.
I believe it was Michael Collins on the carry. He gets a breather on the sideline. He has seen a lot of action already tonight. Caney Creek returning to the I formation with 3 running backs. They shift the tailbacks to the end of the lines. It still goes to the fullback. He gets a shove from behind, helps him gain that 1st down, almost down to the Rayburn 40. They'll mark it at the 42. That will give them a new set of downs, as Caney Creek is showing that they are not struggling to run the ball tonight. So we have a timeout on the field. Panthers 7. Sam Rayburn Texans nothing.
Would like to thank their pregame meal sponsors, Stephanie and Justin Hood, Keaton and Kenna Hyman, and Willie.
So another big storyline for the Panthers this year is that now that they are 6A and District 13, they'll play some Conroe schools that they have not faced at the varsity level since the school opened in 1996. We're talking about Conroe, and that'll be a week 3 game, and I'm sure that will be highly anticipated. But the Panthers will also face the Woodlands and College Park for the first time this year in varsity football. So a lot of cool things happening for the Caney Creek Panthers as we now come out of the timeout, and they have a 1st and 10 from the 43-yard line. Sam Rayburn jumped early, but they got back on their side, so no flag on that. And very little gain on that handoff around the left side of the line. Panthers have a 2nd and 10 with about just over 3 minutes left in the first quarter. And I'm a fan of this deliberate approach. There is no reason not to use a clock when you are a running football team, as Caney Creek is showing that's going to be their identity this year. 3 men in the backfield behind the quarterback who is under center. Caney Creek going to take a timeout here. Again, we had an early score from the Panthers. It's 7-0. And then on Sam Rayburn's first possession, Caney Creek forced a turnover on downs. They recovered the ball on their side of the field, but very close to midfield, and that's where we pick up here. They are on the Rayburn 42 when they come out of this timeout, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
Culver's in Conroe, HEB Market, and HEB Harper's Trace.
While we have this downtime, I'm going to give a shout out to my Crier Intermediate Cats. We had a big Friday today. I'm happily exhausted from all the activity and fun we had today, and if you're listening, I can't wait to see y'all again on Monday. We're back to the action now. Quarterback under center. He's got 3 running backs behind him. This one's going to be a pitch and a carry to the right side. Makes a good cut and brought down at the 40. There's a lot of running for a 2-yard gain. So it'll be 3rd and 8. Panthers trying to control the line of scrimmage and doing a pretty good job so far. They put a end in motion, but end up handing off to the fullback, and it looked like Rayburn was anticipating that as he was hit almost immediately. They'll actually give him 2 yards on the carry, but it brings up a 4th and about 6 or 7 yards. It looks like they may be bringing on the punt team. Although in the same circumstance, they tried to pick up that 1st down earlier and did. This is a little bit longer on the 4th down, so they will choose to punt it away. Some confusion on number of men on the field. They were short 1. They got them out there just in time for the snap. And it's a low snap. It is almost dropped by the punter. He just got that kick off. That was pretty amazing and a good punt that Caney Creek will let bounce down to the 10 before they down it. So a good punt off of a bad snap. I think I can't get a read on who that punter is. Looks like it's Jorge Garcia, as a matter of fact. So he deserves credit for getting rid of that punt in time with about 2 or 3 Rayburn Texans coming after him. After the low snap, he got it off. And again, good punt down to the 10. So Texans looking at a 90-yard field if they want to get the full 6 points here. They lead, or excuse me, they trail 7-0 with 1:20 left in this first quarter. From the shotgun, it'll be a handoff up the middle. He breaks a tackle, makes it past the 10-yard line, and they'll give him maybe a 2-yard gain on that.
In on the stop, number 35, Dalen Manning.
Final minute of the first quarter here. 2nd and 8. Texans out of Pasadena. Quite a trip for them to make for their opening game of this 2022 football season. And it's a play action pass to the right side. It is caught but hit immediately. Really good coverage by Caney Creek, just short of a first down. It'll be 3rd and 1, deep in their own territory. Caney Creek can make a stop here. I would imagine they force the punt. And it's a handoff. Big hole. He picks up the first down, but those linebackers met him pretty immediately after that. So just about a 3-yard gain, good enough for a first down. They'll reset the chains. Ball on their own 23-yard line. Trailing 7-0. And pass to the right side. The wide receiver slipped, and it's an incomplete pass. Rayburn, several short passes and one long pass attempt, and I'm getting the feeling they're going to try to get some big yardage here in a moment as they're setting them up for those short passes. And this one's to the left-hand side, number 21 with the reception. Met immediately by many Caney Creek Panthers and brought down right around the 25, 26-yard line. They'll give him forward progress to the 26. That's going to be short of the first down.
Leading the charge for the Panthers, number 20, Andre Mendez.
And that's the end of the first quarter. Caney Creek off to a hot start. 7-0 lead. They're establishing the run. They're controlling the clock. And their first football game of the 2022 season as a 6A team, off to a good start. Those of you listening who attend or have students at Caney Creek know that they're getting a pretty good renovation out there and lots of construction work going on. And Coach Heineman kind of uses that parallel to suggest that this Caney Creek Panthers football team is also being rebuilt into a football program that will be very competitive in their new division. I think it's very interesting. Caney Creek has not played Conroe since those schools split apart in, I think it was 96. But they will play in a couple of weeks, September 9th, big game, Caney Creek and Conroe. And I have a feeling these stands will be pretty full for that game. We're about to start the second quarter here. Again, the Panthers are up 7-0. It is Rayburn's ball. They got a 3rd and 7 from their own 25-yard line. Looking to pass, finds a man across the middle, but well defended and incomplete. It'll bring up a 4th down deep in their own territory. So Caney Creek probably looking to receive a punt here. So their first 2 opportunities at defense have resulted in a turnover and downs and a very likely punt here, as Rayburn is in a punting formation and deep in their own territory. I'd be surprised if it's anything but. Caney Creek setting up on the 40-yard line for the return. It's a high punt snap. He gets it, gets the punt off. It's a line drive that's going to bounce, and it's going to take a significant Rayburn bounce down to the 30-yard line, where it goes out of bounds, and that's where Caney Creek will take over here in the second quarter. This is their first possession of the second quarter. We're less than 30 minutes away from tonight's sunset. The lights are already on here at the stadium. The sky looking very nice tonight on this Friday evening. The buzz around campus all week was for the beginning of high school football season. Caney Creek's third possession will start at their 30-yard line. back under center, takes the snap. It's a pitch, and trying to take it up the middle. Forward progress might get him a yard, but that's about it. That was Jaden Graves, junior running back on the carry. Taking their time out of the huddle. Caney Creek back to their I formation. Under center, pitch to the halfback. Goes across the 35-yard line, brought down, and got up to about the 37-yard line. They need to get to the 40, so we're looking at a 3rd and 3. To their 3 running back I formation, goes to the fullback, a load of bodies. He gets some help from behind him. The whole line moves forward. They're past the 40. It's enough for a first down. Caney Creek keeps those chains moving. Very deliberate running game tonight, and that is not a secret. Coach Heineman made a point of saying this Caney Creek team was going to be a running team this year that limits turnovers, controls the clock, and plays stellar defense. And so far, his players have responded. Coach Hyman has also mentioned that they've had the biggest turnout for Caney Creek football this year, and that is a great problem for him to deal with. And he says it helps prioritize a commitment to football from those who want to excel and get the playing time for these Panthers. They're going to use another timeout with 9:48 left in the half. They lead 7-0 over the Rayburn Texans. And while Rayburn was only 1-5 in district play last year, finishing 6th in their district, they were 5-5 overall, so this would be a really great win for Caney Creek to start the season with. Panthers have a great turnout tonight in the stands. We are still awfully hot here in Conroe. So it's a committed fan base to come out here tonight. Of course, it's going to cool down. It's already cooled down some. Out of the timeout, it's 1st and 10, Caney Creek on their 40-yard line, or let's say their 41-yard line. This again, handoff to the fullback. He's met by a bunch of Texans. However, he carries about 3 of them forward to the 50-yard line. They'll mark it at the 49, but that was a heck of a run as he was hit immediately and somehow managed to pick up 8 yards. 2nd and 2.
Second and short for the Panthers from the 49-yard line.
Panthers on their own 49, looking to cross midfield and keep this drive going. With a pickup of 2, they get a new set of downs. Putting 2 of their running backs on the wing. They still have a fullback behind the quarterback. This one is on an end around and enough to pick up the first down. Some strong running across the 45 down to the 43-yard line. First down, Caney Creek. That looks like it was Jaden Graves, junior running back on the carry. Strong moves as he cut up field through a big hole in the offensive line. I was watching the warm-ups, and that is a big offensive line that Caney Creek has this year. And for a team that wants to run the ball, it's a significant presence on that O-line. And they've really dominated the line of scrimmage so far this evening. New set of downs, 1st and 10 from their own 43, or excuse me, from the Rayburn 43. Another pitch. There is a flag down. It could be a hold where the flag was thrown, and I imagine that's what's going to be the call.
Illegal block below the waist on 24 rate. 10-yard penalty.
It was illegal contact below the waist on the offense is what I believe I heard, so it was not a holding penalty, but still 10-yard penalty. Which is something that can kill momentum on a great drive like this for Caney Creek. So that's an unfortunate penalty, but something they'll try to recover from here. They still got a first down. Now they're looking at a first down at 20. They lead 7-0, 8 minutes and 20 seconds left in the first half. Back on their side of the field now from their own 47. Fullback in the backfield. This one goes to number 24, Jaden Graves. He either got back to the line of scrimmage or maybe dropped for a loss of 1. So they'll say no gain, no loss, 2nd and 20. I'm feeling a play action pass here, as it seems like every play's been a running play. They're stacking the line. Most men on defense in the box. This one is end around. Good for maybe 1 or 2 yards. They'll call it 1. And that'll bring up a tough third down for the Panthers. 3rd and 19. After a very promising drive was stalled out by a penalty. And we'll see what they have in store here on this long 3rd down. It will be a handoff to the fullback. They'll play it safe. They'll pick up some positive yards past midfield down to the 48-yard line. A little bit of breathing room, but the punt team comes on. And this will be the 2nd punt out of 3 possessions for Caney Creek. Their first possession ended up in a score, which is where we're at now, 7-0. Caney Creek over Rayburn. Two men back for the Texans inside the 20, just short of the 15. It's a good snap this time. The punt is up. This one is going to bounce at the 25 and fielded, but there's a flag on the field, so this one is going to have to be re-kicked. False start on the offense, so they'll have 5 more yards to work with, and we'll do this all over again. Texans 2 men back still. This time they're closer to the 25-yard line as they await the punt. This was a bad snap and lost by the punter. He picks it up, tries to run with it, brought down at the 30. Big turn for the Texans as they now have excellent field position. What could have been an opportunity to pin them deep inside their own territory has turned against Caney Creek. As the snap was on the ground, the punter at one point looked a little bit hesitant as to what to do before trying to run with it, and brought down immediately at the Caney Creek 31-yard line. So this will be the best opportunity for Sam Rayburn, but also a very good opportunity for Caney Creek defense to step it up here on this possession, and they have played well so far. It looks like they are in a 3-4, 3-down linemen. The linebacker off the edge gets to the quarterback, but too late. It is a complete pass on the left side to number 11. He evades one tackler, picks up the first down, and brought down out of bounds at the 17-yard line. Big gain for the Texans. Nearly a sack by Caney Creek. Got to the quarterback just a little too late.
Pushed out of bounds.
Caney Creek defense has to be ready. Rayburn is quick to the line. This is a handoff up the middle. He's got a hold a run through number 15, carrying some tacklers with him before being brought down. That's Jorge Vasquez, senior running back for the Texans. We'll bring up second down and 3. Flag on this play. It'll be a false start penalty against the Texans, and they'll come back 5 yards. And it'll make it a 2nd and 8. Less than 5 minutes left in this first half. Caney Creek holding on to a 7-0 lead. Trying to keep Rayburn out of the end zone. This is the Texans' best opportunity so far tonight to put some points on the board deep inside Caney Creek territory. From the shotgun. There's the snap. It's a play action pass, a pump fake. Tries to find his man across the middle and does, but brought down immediately at the 5-yard line. That is enough for a first down, and it'll be 1st and goal for the Texans from the 5. They do a hurry-up offense, and they're already at the line of scrimmage. Caney Creek getting settled on defense. It's a good snap. Handoff up the middle. 15 with the carry and breaks a couple tackles into the end zone. Sam Rayburn with their first score of the evening. An unfortunate turn for Caney Creek. They had a good drive going, and it was stalled out by a big 10-yard illegal contact penalty, which then forced them into a punting situation and a bad snap on the punt. Gave Rayburn the ball with only 30 yards left on the field to score, and they took advantage of that and got it in on that drive. And now, now the extra point try is up and good. So we're tied here, 7-7. We have 4 minutes and 15 seconds left in this half. This first half of the 2022 football season here at Moorhead Stadium. Caney Creek with enough time to put some more points on the board before the half. Rayburn will get the kickoff to start the second half. So Caney Creek with a certain amount of urgency with just over 4 minutes left to get something out of this drive. Going to the locker room with a lead, as they have played very well tonight. A couple of mistakes can turn the tides of a game like that, but you can get it right back on track with a good possession here. Panthers return men are set up on the 10-yard line. Rayburn Texans setting up to kick off following their first score of the evening. We're tied 7-7. Just over 4 minutes left in this half. We're about 10 minutes away from the sunset tonight here, Friday Night Football. It's a kick that falls short, but it has to be fielded because it's not going to bounce out of bounds, and he jukes a couple of would-be tacklers. He's running sideline to sideline, can't find a forward lane to go north-south, and he's brought down inside the 20 at the 13-yard line. So a difficult kickoff to field. No choice but to pick it up. It wasn't going out of bounds, and he just got surrounded by Rayburn Texans immediately. So a long field for the Caney Creek Panthers. They have the one score from their rushing attack on their first possession. They have been committed to the run tonight and almost exclusively rushing the ball on nearly every play. So they'll come to the line with a man wide on the right side, and that's the first time. It looks like either a busted play or perhaps a action play. Quarterback keeper at any rate, and gets about 2 to 3 yards on that carry. It did not look like that was necessarily by design. We'll bring up a 2nd and 8. So I mentioned the construction going on at Caney Creek. There's a lot of work going on here at Conroe High School as well. As I look from the press box here at Moorhead Stadium, that is just indicative of all the awesome growth that's happening for our district here in Conroe ISD. There's a flag thrown before the snap, and I can't tell what this one is going to be a call. Looks like it'll be against Caney Creek. 5-yard penalty. I didn't see a signal for a false start, but I would imagine that's probably what they flagged him for. At any rate, it brings up a 2nd and 13. 3:19 left in the first half. We're tied at 7. And a bit of a momentum shift as Rayburn struggled to get anything going early. And then off of that score, their defense is showing up to try and stop Caney Creek on this possession. Quarterback goes back to pass, looks across the middle, has a complete pass, but then the ball is knocked loose, picked up by Rayburn, and brought down at the 6-yard line. That is a costly turnover, as the Texans will take over on a 1st and goal with 3 minutes left in this half. So a big turnaround from the first quarter when it was all Caney Creek. Ball control, they scored, they held Rayburn on a couple of possessions. That quickly turned into a 7-7 tie off the short field that Rayburn dealt with on their last possession, and now an even shorter field as they start from the 6-yard line. Looking to take the lead, they have 3 wide receivers operating out of the shotgun. Running back behind him, number 15 gets the ball. He's hit immediately at the line and gets very little on that. Just back to the 6-yard line, so no gain. It'll be 2nd and 6, 2nd and goal from the 6. Quickly to the line. They do not huddle on the Rayburn side of the ball. It's a quarterback keeper. He's found some room to run. Brought down at the line. Oh, they say goal line, but they signal touchdown. So brought down right as he crossed the goal line, and a 13-7 Rayburn lead as they get ready for the extra point try. Big shift in momentum. Caney Creek can try to respond. They'll have over 2.5 minutes left in this half. The extra point's good. It's a 14-7 Texan lead over the Panthers. Plenty of time for the Panthers to collect themselves, put together a strong drive, and get something on the board before we enter halftime. Rayburn will get the ball to start the second half. And of course, here on our YouTube channel, you will get the halftime shows. I will not talk over them, so you'll get a break from me as well. These halftime shows are always good entertainment on these Friday nights. And these bands work so hard. I've been practicing for as long as the football players to bring us the halftime entertainment. No need for Caney Creek to hang their head. They have been playing some very fine football tonight. Just a couple minutes of bad breaks, and they're looking at a 14-7 deficit, but they can turn that around here as they will receive the kickoff from the Rayburn Texans. Two Panthers deep for the kickoff return. They're set up on the 15-yard line. Here is the kick, and they'll try. This one will actually go in the air and be fielded at the 17-yard line, brought up past the 25 and past the 30, found a hole to run through to the 35 and brought down at around the 37-yard line. So a great return for the Panthers. Gives them good field position with 2:35 left in the first half. 14-7 lead for the Texans. Panthers going to try to get something on the board before we go into the half. As we saw for most of this first half, Caney Creek committed to the run. They used the huddle. They're working the clock. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with 2.5 minutes left, what their 2-minute drill will look like. If they will continue this pace of play or pick it up a bit. They're going to 5-yard penalty against the kicking team. Gives them 5 more on the start of this possession. Moves it up to the 43-yard line. So from the Panthers' own 43 is where they'll start. First and 10 for the Panthers. They got the fullback, Michael Collins, in the backfield. And it's a rollout pass. Looking deep, he's got a man wide open, and it is complete. Past the D-back, and he is in the end zone for a touchdown. What a great play call.
Pass complete to number 24.
They have set up that play by being committed to the run all night. They have barely thrown the ball, and this one was spot on. A perfect pattern, wide receiver wide open, a perfect pass on a rollout from the quarterback. And that is a fantastic score for Caney Creek. Their second touchdown of the night brings them within 1. And they'll try to tack that one on here with their extra point try. And that'll get the crowd right back into this game, folks. That was a fantastic touchdown. It's a good snap, and the kick is up and good. So we are once again tied here at Moorhead Stadium. Caney Creek 14, Sam Rayburn 14. And that was a quick score. It took all of about 10 seconds off the clock, I think. And that wide receiver throwing a little stiff arm at the end of that. Now, it's not a wide receiver, actually. I take it back. That was running back Jaden Graves, running a great route. And then making sure he's going to get into the end zone there on that reception. So they have 1 rushing score, 1 passing touchdown as they balance out their attack this evening. Caney Creek defense has been playing very well. The only 2 scores from the Texans came on very short fields. So hopefully this kickoff will start them deep in their own territory, and the Panthers defense can prevent them from scoring before the half.
Back deep for the Texans, number 22, Jermaine Calvin, and number 18, Brendan.
2 men deep for the Texans. They're setting up on the 10-yard line. Ball is on the tee, and the kick is up. Line drive, bounces inside the 20. This one will not bounce out of bounds, but go into the end zone, so it'll be a touchback. A good kickoff for the Panthers. Give Rayburn the ball at the 25-yard line. We're sitting at 2:25 left in this half. Tie score 14-14.
Touchback on the kickoff. Ball being spotted at the 25-yard line, where the Texans will have first and 10.
Texans come out with 3 wide receivers, 2 on the left and 1 wide on the right. Quarterback back to pass. It's a short pass at the line of scrimmage, but broken tackles take him up just short of the 35-yard line. It looks like they'll actually spot him back at the 31. And that'll make it second and about 4. Pistol formation with the running back behind the shotgun quarterback. He throws to his left, way high. Wide receiver made a valiant effort, but it is incomplete, and that'll bring up a quick third down. So Caney Creek's defense showing up on this possession, trying to make a change on the sideline just in time. Handoff up the middle, enough for the first down.
Handoff goes to number 15, Jorge Vasquez.
That was Jorge Vasquez, senior running back for the Rayburn Texans, on the carry in the first down. They're at their own 38-yard line. We are now inside of 2 minutes to play from the shotgun. The quarterback takes the snap, hands off to number 15, goes up the middle, breaks a couple of tackles, makes a spin to get out of another one, and brought down at the 43-yard line. That gives him 5 yards to the first, 2nd and 5. Same formation with 2 wide receivers on the left and 1 on the right. Running back behind the quarterback in shotgun, takes the snap, looks to his left, almost intercepted by the Panthers through the hands of the defensive back. And there was a safety behind him, I think, who nearly had an opportunity to get it off the deflection. That would have been a huge opportunity for the Panthers to capitalize on this first half, but it does bring up 3rd and 5. A big down. They will hand it off, and he carries it up the middle through a huge hole in the offensive line, past midfield and down to the Caney Creek 48-yard line. Stops the clock briefly to reset the chains. Rayburn has 2 timeouts left. The officials have called a timeout. And the clock will start with 1:17 left in the half. It is a play action pass, but a false start penalty before that. The wide receiver wasn't paying attention because he had heard the whistle. False start on the Texans will make it 1st and 15. It also puts them back on their side of the field as the ball is stepped off to the 47-yard line. Quickly to the line with 1:14 in this half. They will hand off again, this time to number 8, who makes a spin move, gets out of the tackles, almost stays on his feet again before finally being brought down at the 47-yard line. That was Philip Hernandez on the carry for the Texans. They're letting the clock run even though they've got 2 timeouts left. They're going to look to throw. He's got a man in the middle of the field wide open. Pass is complete before being brought down at the 30-yard line. Clock will stop as they move the chains. 39 seconds left in the first half. It's 14-14. And Rayburn will use a timeout. I believe it's going to be the Texans that use a timeout here. Yes. With 39 seconds left, a tie score at 14 each. And this is one of the best offensive drives that the Texans have shown as they started on their own 25-yard line. Their 2 possessions, or their 2 scores, came off of possessions that were 30 yards and about 6 yards. Continuing to enjoy this gorgeous Conroe evening as we're watching the sun set and the temperature drop. These fans comfortably in the stands enjoying this first Friday night of high school football action. Caney Creek playing 6A ball this year, and they have shown up tonight as they are playing the Rayburn Texans quite tough. We are back at it, 1st and 10. The Texans out of the shotgun. And it's a pass behind the line of scrimmage, and this is a pass forward, incomplete.
Pass intended
I think Rayburn got away with a little bit of movement prior to the snap. And you'll see the running back was running towards the line of scrimmage prior to the snap. A little trick play that got them nothing. The man was wide open. The pass just couldn't make it to him. 3rd and 10. Quarterback communicating with his wide receiver on the right. And that's where he's going to look. Then he looks left, looking across the middle, chased out of the pocket. He's going to have to run with it. And brought down and around the 25-yard line. That's going to be short of the first down. It will be a timeout. Rayburn, their final timeout of the half. There's 21 seconds left. We're tied at 14, and they'll have a 4th down. I would imagine they're going to try to pick up this 1st down since they are on Caney Creek's 25-yard line. Panthers can show up on defense here. And they would probably go into the locker room feeling sort of mixed emotions on this 14-14 score. From my perspective, Caney Creek has pretty much controlled the game outside of a couple of unfortunate plays and momentum shifts. So a big opportunity for the Caney Creek defense here on 4th and 5. The Texans trying to pick up 5 yards to keep this drive going, or they'll look for it all with only 21 seconds left and perhaps go for the end zone here. It's a good snap, and it will be a pass. Quarterback looking to his right, has a man, short throws it. It hits the ground. It's incomplete. It's a turnover on downs. Huge play by the Caney Creek defense. That is the 2nd turnover on downs that the defense has forced. And the Panthers with 16 seconds left.
1st and 10 for the Panthers at the 25-yard line.
We'll have to decide how they want to end this first half. Panthers got the kickoff to start the game, so Sam Rayburn will have possession to start the 2nd half, and I'm sure that plays into a little bit of what the Panthers have in store on this possession. Quarterback under center with a fullback to his left. And it is a reverse play that gains significant yardage up to the 44-yard line. There's 7 seconds left. They have a timeout, and they're going to use it. There is a player down for the Texans. And he's up on his feet, walking himself to the sideline, so that's good. 7 seconds left. We're tied at 14. Caney Creek with a huge gain on that play. But they're still going to need about 56 yards to reach the end zone with just 7 seconds left in this half. They did it on their last possession, however. Panthers break their huddle on the sideline and come out to the line of scrimmage. Rayburn still in conference with their coaches. So the Panthers do have a 1st and 10, but they've only got 7 seconds to work with in this first half. There will be a pitch and a reverse. They'll try nearly the same play again. This one goes up to the 45-yard line before he's brought down, and it'll look like that'll take the clock to 0, folks. An exciting first half. Panthers with a quick score. Sam Rayburn with a couple of their own, and then Caney Creek answered with a long touchdown pass to even this score at 14-all. As we go into halftime, you will get a couple of good performances from the band here on our Conroe ISD YouTube channel, so stay with us, enjoy the bands, and then join us for the second half.
Every Saturday? Not Sunday. Oh, every other day? Oh, okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your halftime entertainment, we proudly present the award-winning Sam Rayburn High School Texan Dance Team, directed by Tracy Klingler and Devin Chapa. The Texan officers are Social Officer Donna Reyes, Vice President Genesis Mateo, President Lizette Vargas, Lieutenant Daniela Moreno, Captain Estefania Rivera, Lieutenant Colonel Ruby Gonzalez, and Colonel Miss Ashley Reyna. The Texans of the week are Mariah Valencia and Donna Hinojosa. The Texan teacher of the week is Miss Billy Jo Cardin. Tonight, the Texans will be performing a calm routine to Queen's Crazy Little Thing Called Love. Enjoy the show.
pretty steady and he's solid. Can't move it. Okay? Okay.
introduction close. This week, the Starlets will be doing a kick routine to Get Ready by the Temptations. signs. Color Guard member of the week is Angelina Cantrell. The MPD will be performing part 1 of their 2022 contest show entitled Bright Ideas.
right, we're just about 4 minutes till the second half kickoff here at Moorhead Stadium. Caney Creek Panthers playing host to the Sam Rayburn Texans. Caney Creek in the first quarter off to a quick start and took a 7-0 lead out of the first quarter before Sam Rayburn responded with 2 scores of their own to go up 14-7, but the Panthers responded with a deep pass for a touchdown, evening it at 14. That's where we stand now as we prepare for the second half, and the teams are doing their stretches in the end zones, getting ready for this second half. Rayburn will get the kickoff to start the second half. And it is a gorgeous night in Conroe, Texas, about 83 degrees. I think the press box, we're down to about 65 degrees. It got cold up here. But I'll take the cold. I sweated through a couple shirts today, and I'm ready to cool down. The fans at Moorhead, they don't seem to mind the weather whatsoever. We have a great Caney Creek crowd tonight. And a few folks from the south side of Houston, Pasadena area are on the Sam Rayburn side of the field. So you got to give those fans credit for making the drive up north here to Conroe. But of course, it is the first Friday night for high school football. And what better way to get our football season started than a victory for the Caney Creek Panthers. That's what they're going to try to do here in the second half. Just about 2 minutes away. If you missed any of the action in the first half, you did miss a good first half. Caney Creek committed to the run. An unofficial split here. I'd say about 90% running plays, 10% passes, if that. Although one big pass did get them a touchdown. Set up by their commitment to the run. Coach Heineman, in his 3rd year, has said that Caney Creek will be a running football team. Ball control, use the clock, strong defense, and limit their takeaways. Or, excuse me, limit their giveaways. And outside of a couple of bad moments during the first half, they have shown up to play very well tonight. An exciting year for Caney Creek as they are now a 6A team playing in District 13. Going to play a couple of Conroe schools at the varsity level for the first time, including Conroe. Conroe High School and Caney Creek go at it week 3, so that's just a couple weeks from now. But they'll also get the Woodlands and College Park for the first time this year. Caney Creek can't look too far ahead, though. They still have the Texans to take care of tonight. We're just about a minute away from the second half kickoff. Rayburn already out on the field. They're ready to go. And we want to thank everybody who has joined us on our YouTube channel tonight for this Caney Creek action. Of course, if there's a Thursday night game, you'll find us on the YouTube channel. And if you're looking for a game from Wood Forest Stadium, that is also available to stream. And all the games here from Moorhead as well. So the district's done a great job of bringing high school football to you in various formats. Nothing beats being here in person, of course. But if you were unable to make it in person, then hopefully you're joining us on the YouTube channel. We are getting ready to kick off the second half here. Caney Creek with the kickoff. Rayburn, 2 men deep, setting up on the 10-yard line for this kick. And we're just about ready to start the second half here. The kick is off the tee, and a good deep kick into the end zone. A good way to start the second half, giving Rayburn a long field to work with as they'll start on their own 25. Caney Creek defense played a really good first half. The 14 points on the Rayburn side were both short drives. One was a 30-yard drive and one was a 6-yard drive. When they've had the long field, Caney Creek's been able to force a turnover on downs and a couple of punting situations as well. This will be a handoff up the middle, and he's met in the backfield. That'll be a tackle for a loss of 1. That'll bring up 2nd and 11 for the Texans. It's a contrast in styles. There is a player down for the Texans as the trainers come out. The contrast in styles has a Caney Creek team that looks a bit more old-fashioned than what we're used to seeing. They'll huddle up. They use the clock. They don't race to the line. They will sometimes line up in a power I formation with 3 running backs, similar to what was run at my high school back in the early 90s. So it is a style of offense that I enjoy watching, as it's reminiscent of some old Big 8 football, if we're thinking Nebraska, Oklahoma. Coach Heineman for Caney Creek has 2 fullbacks on the roster for the first time in his 3 years as Panthers head coach. And then on the other side of the ball, Rayburn, no huddle offense. Quick to the line, quick to snap, always out of shotgun. And they're ready to go here. Second, and they put it back to the line of scrimmage, so 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, running back to his left. He's looking back to pass to his right, and short arms that throw, bounces it to the wide receiver, incomplete, and brings up 3rd and 10. So this is an early big 3rd down for the Panthers to start the second half. Came out of the locker rooms tied at 14. And Caney Creek looking for a big stop here on 3rd down. They go with 3 down linemen. They're going with 4 linebackers, 1 linebacker wide, dropping into coverage. This is a deep pass on the right sideline, and it is out of the hands of the wide receiver. It was pretty well covered by Caney Creek. However, a really good pass right into the breadbasket of that wide receiver. A missed opportunity for the Texans, but a great first series for the Caney Creek defense coming out of the half as they force the Texans 3 and out deep in their own territory. And that'll give them a chance to get good field position to start their first possession of this second half. And it's a bad snap. The punt goes into the end zone. He's going to have to get rid of it, which he does, but it is very short, out of bounds, about the 20-yard line. They're going to be slightly more generous than me, and they'll mark it at the 24-yard line, make it the 25. I'm not sure that's the most accurate spot, but nonetheless a very short field for the Panthers as they are on the Rayburn 25-yard line for their first possession of this second half. Probably the shortest field that they've worked with tonight. And they've had success on the offensive side of the ball with 2 scores, but the 2 scores don't tell the whole story as they have been able to move the football against this Sam Rayburn defense. Caney Creek starting in this power I formation with 3 running backs. The snap is good. The handoffs to the fullback. He gets a big charge up the middle, breaks tackles, but he loses the football. Folks, I'm not sure who recovered. There is no signal yet, but no celebration either, so I imagine Caney Creek fell on the ball. A very lucky break for the Panthers as a big gain almost turned into a disaster with the fumble, but they were able to recover it on their on the Rayburn 14-yard line. So enough for a first down. Their use of the fullback has proven very beneficial tonight as they picked up big chunks of yards on occasion, and you got a whole host of big bodies behind them sort of pushing forward for those extra yards. Same power I formation, no wide receivers. There isn't, they should call this offsides as the Rayburn player jumped into the neutral zone and actually into the backfield before he reset, but they're going to call it a false start, so I guess he was drawn. And that'll mark off 5 yards backwards for Caney Creek, putting them at the 20-yard line now. And it'll be a 1st and 15. Same formation with 3 running backs from under center. Takes the snap, looks to his left, pitches to his right, tries to find some running room, but has none, and brought down at the 20-yard line. There's a late hit on that. Flag comes out. This is probably going to go against the Texans. There's another Rayburn player down. No call yet from the officials. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense. Half the distance to the goal will put the ball at the 10-yard line. And it'll be a 1st and goal, unless it'll actually be a 1st and 5, because they will keep the yard markers the same. Although I'm not sure the chain gang realizes that, or if they're going to give them a 1st and 10 from the, they actually marked it up to the 8-yard line. And the Rayburn player gets applause from the crowd as he is helped off the field, but he is on his own feet with a slight hobble. So it is a 1st down. They're calling it 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. Caney Creek staying in this power I formation that they've come out of the second half and committed to. It is a handoff to the fullback, finds some running room up the middle, and he plows his way into the end zone for a score. Caney Creek on their first second half possession runs it into the end zone for their 2nd rushing touchdown of the night, and they will go up 20-14 pending this extra point try. Caney Creek's offensive line getting significant push against the defensive front of the Texans. Good enough for a touchdown, and the extra point is good as well. Caney Creek takes the lead back from the Rayburn Texans as they go up 21-14. There are 10 minutes left in this 3rd quarter. That was a very quick 2 possessions. Quick 3 and out on the Rayburn side, and then a very short field and a couple of plays into the end zone for Caney Creek.
Houston Methodist, the Woodlands Hospital, and Gallo Auto Group.
Caney Creek trying to maintain the momentum of this second half as they will take the field on defense yet again, following a really good series their last time out. I get the sense that with each passing series and success that they are having, they're building and growing in confidence. And here's the kick. I just noticed now he kicks left-footed, and it bounces short of the end zone. He has to field it because it's not going to bounce in, so he's got a little bit of work to do, but he found some room to run, made it past the 20, brought down at about the 22-yard line. So a good stop by Caney Creek. A really good kickoff as well to force the Texans to field it and run. Now there's a very late flag thrown, and it's a 10-yard penalty against the receiving team, I believe. So that'll put the Texans 10 yards further in their own territory as they step off the 10 yards here. So a good start to this series for the Panthers. It'll still be 1st and 10, but they're now starting this drive. Sam Rayburn, that is, from their own 14-yard line. And they'll operate out of the pistol shotgun with the running back behind the quarterback. He takes the handoff on the left side of the line, finds a little bit of running room, and brings it up to about the 20. There are at least one flag, but I might have seen 2 flags thrown on that. From where it was thrown, I'm guessing it was a hold. Another Rayburn player down at the line of scrimmage. And these early season injuries are something you never want to see. You'd like to get a full season for all of these young athletes as they dedicate so much time and energy and effort. This penalty was against Caney Creek, and it'll give Rayburn a first down. And those penalties are very unfortunate, as the Caney Creek defense is doing a very noble job of stopping these drives, but now you've just given them a huge chunk of yardage. They are at about the 34-yard line now, with a new set of downs and a much shorter field to work with. 3 wide receivers split, 1 to the left. Quarterback in shotgun, play action pass, fakes to the right, and then decides to try that wide receiver, but throws it too high, and it's incomplete, out of bounds. And it'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Now it's pass. Ball's incomplete. That'll bring up
A lot of
2nd
whistles, a
down.
lot of penalties, a lot of incomplete passes, and we have only done 3.5 minutes in this 3rd quarter. 2nd and 10, still on their own 34-yard line. The Texans get settled on offense as they move some men around. Takes a shotgun snap, little play action work. Number 16 with the reception and evades the first tackle and along the sideline past the 40, down to the 30, brought down out of bounds on a big gain. He's shaken up a little bit after that reception. New set of downs. 1st and 10 from the Caney Creek 30. Sam Rayburn with a little momentum here following the defensive penalty that gave them 15 yards. It is a handoff up the middle. Number 8 with some room to run. Splits a tackle or 2 and then down to the 15-yard line before being brought down just inside the 15, and they'll mark it at the 14. A couple of big gains for the Texans as Caney Creek tries to get some fresh bodies on the field. They're running off before the snap, and they finally get out. There is a flag. They're going to call it is too many men on the field, and that is what it's going to be, but it is a touchdown rush, so this will be declined, and the touchdown will stand as the referees figure it out. I believe that's what's going to be the call.
12 men on the field for red. Touchdown's good.
So it was an illegal substitution. Penalties declined. The touchdown stands, and Rayburn right back on the board with 6 more. Brings them within 1. 21-20, Caney Creek. They still have the extra point to tack on. Oh, it's a bad snap on the extra point. There is a flag down thrown. Oh, and a late collision by 2 of the players, but I don't think there was any ill intent there. Waiting for the call for the penalty here. So Caney Creek once again with a penalty that's pretty costly, because that was going to be an extra point that would not have been made, but they were offside, so Sam Rayburn gets another chance to put 1 more on the board to even the score at 21. Right now, 21-20 as it stands. Waiting for the snap. This one much better, and the kick is up and good. So we are tied at 21. We're just about 3 minutes into the 3rd quarter, and we've already had 2 scores, 1 by each side. So that's where we stand now at 21 all. Caney Creek offense, showing a willingness and ability to run the ball, so we can expect to see much of the same as they receive the kickoff here. We have 8 minutes and 53 seconds left in the third quarter. Both teams with a full bank of timeouts left. Both teams hanging up 21 points on the scoreboard so far, with a bit more scoring left to do, I would imagine. We got the fan cam going. I've always missed the fan cam.
Thank you for the Panthers. Number 4, Jonathan McMillan, and number 9, Timothy Palmer.
All right, we're getting ready for the kickoff here. 2 men deep for Caney Creek. They're set up on the 15-yard line. And the kick is deliberately short. Fair catch called for. And oh, he is hit after a fair catch. There has to be a flag on that. I'm not sure what happened, other than perhaps the Rayburn Texan didn't think or see the fair catch signal, but it was very obvious from the press box. Fielded at 34. He picks himself up. They should get another 15 out of this. The Rayburn sideline cannot be too pleased with that, as that was a designed kick. Not sure if it was meant to take Caney Creek by surprise, but they played it perfectly, calling for the fair catch and settling for the ball at the 34, and then out of nowhere, getting tackled. So the refs are discussing this. I think it's a pretty straightforward call. Personal foul against the Texans. Give them 15 more yards, so big break for Caney Creek. Gives them excellent field position from their own 49-yard line, is where they will start this drive as they try to answer Rayburn's touchdown with a score of their own. Christian Aguilar is the Caney Creek quarterback, who started as a freshman but was sidelined last year with injury, so he's making his return as a junior. They are in the power I formation with 3 running backs. It is a pitch to the tailback. He finds some running room and wiggles his way past the 50 and down to the 48-yard line on the Sam Rayburn side of the field.
Number 24, James Graves with the carry. 3-yard gain for the Panthers.
Jaden Graves was the tailback with the carry on that play of 4 yards. 2nd and 6 for the Panthers. Same formation with the power I. They have split a wide receiver to the right. It's a handoff to the fullback, who bulldozes his way for a couple of yards. Looks like they'll give him 1. Spot the ball at the 47. That'll bring up a
Number 90, Damian Red.
3rd and long 5 or a 3rd and 6. Now they're calling it it's a 3rd down. Scoreboard shows 4th, but it is 3rd down. And they have fixed that. Offensive lineman getting switched out for Caney Creek. Big 3rd down for the Panthers. They'd love to keep this drive going. They go out of the power I and split the running backs to the left and right side, put the left man in motion. It's a pass with a bit of a screen set up by the man in motion for a block following the reception. However, it's just short of a first down. It's going to be 4th and 1. It is on the Rayburn side of the field, so I do believe Caney Creek's going to go for it. They did in the first half with short yardage to gain for a first down. They were able to get it with a fullback carry. I imagine everybody in the stands is thinking what I'm thinking, which is just give it to the fullback. They've been able to pick up a yard or two nearly on every play. They return to that power eye look. And it's a pitch to the tailback. He has a little bit of running room and falls forward to they'll mark it at the 40 and a half. He needed the 41 for the first down. They're waving the chains forward, I believe. That's got to be enough for a first down. No official signal, although clearly from up here it is a first down. They haven't moved the chains yet, but they have gone ahead and signaled the first down, so a big pickup by the Panthers there. As this series of plays will start at the 41-yard line. 3 running backs behind the quarterback under center. He will give it to the tailback, who finds some running room on the right, cuts it up the middle, finds a hole, breaks some tackles past the 25 and down inside the 20 before he stumbles down. And they're going to mark this around the 16-yard line. One side says 16, one side says 17-yard line. It's going to be somewhere in between those. We'll call it the 17-yard line, but enough for a first down. Keeps the clock going inside of 6 minutes in this third quarter. We're tied at 21. Caney Creek continuing this drive. They split their tailbacks to the left and the right, put them in motion. It's a handoff to the fullback right up the middle, and he's got significant running room inside the 10 down to the 5 before being brought down. That's enough for another first down. And it'll be 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. Caney Creek with a lot of momentum on this drive. And I will say this a couple more times this evening, I'm sure, but I am very impressed with their commitment to the run. I personally think it's a fantastic way to give your football team some confidence. You can open it up from the air a couple times if you'd like to, but they are picking up the yards they need on the ground, and they will continue to do so. It's a pitch to the tailback. He has some running room into the end zone. Touchdown, Caney Creek. That is their 3rd rushing touchdown of the night. And they are running very, very well, running very, very hard. I believe number 9, Tim Palmer, gets credit for that touchdown. (27-21), waiting for this extra point. It's a bad snap, picked up by the holder. He's looking for any room to run and dragging some tacklers with him. Nothing doing. The extra point not going to be tacked on to this score. So the Panthers with a 6-point lead, 27-21. And we have 5 minutes left in this third quarter. All right, Caney Creek defense going to try to maintain the lead and capitalize on the momentum that seems to be all Panthers here in the third quarter. They came out of halftime ready to go. They have given up a score this half to the Texans. Held them on the last possession, however, and they'll try to do the same here. 2 men deep for Sam Rayburn. They're inside the 10-yard line. And the left-footed kick is up. It's fairly deep. It's going to bounce into the end zone, but barely. That was a bit of a risky play for the returners. I know you're supposed to let it go over your head, but when it bounces on the 5-yard line, you don't know what direction that's going to go. They, being the Texans, they were lucky that it took a bounce into the end zone, but only by about a half a yard, half a foot. Enough for the touchback, however, and they will get the ball on the 25-yard line. They'll come out with their hurry-up offense. And we'll see what the Panthers defense can do here. They like to go 3 down linemen. They have 4 linebackers with the right side linebacker coming off the edge. It is a running play off the right side of the line and significant room to run, about 12-yard gain. And that'll move the chains and give Rayburn a big first down. Ball at the 37 now. It's a handoff. Plenty of room up the middle to run. Brought down at the first down marker. Maybe a yard past that, so enough for yet another first down. So running hard. Caney Creek getting set. Again, Sam Rayburn runs a no-huddle offense, and they're pretty quick to snap. They've caught Caney Creek a couple times during a switch with too many men on the field or an illegal substitution. So not sure if Caney Creek's going to continue to try to rotate bodies or if they'll just keep pace with the Texans. That was a short gain of about 2 yards. I'm going to bring up 2nd and 8. Caney Creek player down on the Sam Rayburn sideline is going to be attended to by the trainers. And that player is able to walk off on his own. Big round of applause from this crowd. This crowd is huge tonight. Caney Creek really showing up. It is a great night for some Friday night football. Low 80s, no rain. The clouds disappeared. We had a rainbow before kickoff. Every sign pointing to a good evening here at Moorhead Stadium. It is the first game that I have called, and I got to do one last year. So I enjoy being up here in the press box watching some good high school football. The snap is good, looking for a deep pass to his left, and it's nearly intercepted by Caney Creek, a very well-defended pass. And to me, I think we're looking at Trey Jackson, the junior cornerback, two-way player, also plays running back. Great coverage on that play. So a 3rd down, 3rd and 4. This one will be a handoff. Quarterback keeper, actually. Good enough for the first down, past the 40-yard line and down to about the 37, 38. Caney Creek side of the ball. And Caney Creek getting a man off the field. A couple penalties already for having too many men on. Another handoff up the middle. Nothing fancy, but good yardage gained down to the 32-yard line. Bring up a 2nd and 4 for the Texans. Three down linemen, 3 linebackers in the middle. Rushing the quarterback, got his pass off to number 40 in the flat. A couple yards after the catch, enough for the first down. And they'll move the chains yet again. This is at the 26-yard line now. 1st and 10, under 3 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Shotgun snap is good. Handoff, number 8 up the middle, uses his blockers, goes to his left, met by a tackler at the 25. It's a gain of 1.
Hernandez with the carry. Tackle made by number 4, Jonathan McMillan.
Helmet off. I believe that means he has to be substituted for. Got another player down. Sam Rayburn player. As we take a quick break to attend to the athlete. Caney Creek joining the ranks of 6A this year, coming off a 1-9 record last year, winless in district, and they will look to improve upon that. Tonight is a very good showing against a Sam Rayburn team that was 5-5 last year. This would be a great way to start the season for the Panthers. Caney Creek High School, lots of construction going on over there. Coach Heinman constructing this team to be hard-nosed, tough football team. Their defenses showed up, their offenses showed up. Tackle made on that play at the 15, just inside of it, maybe at the 14, enough for a first down. Sam Rayburn moving the chains on this drive, deep in Caney Creek territory. Waiting for the snap. Handoff up the middle. Big runner, lowers his shoulder, takes a couple with him down to the 2-yard line. I don't believe we've seen him carry the ball tonight. That is Zarek Braxton. He doubles as a defensive end, and I'll tell you, he looks more like a defensive end than a running back. They have him in the backfield again. There is a flag. I think there was movement on the offensive line, and it will be a false start call, so they'll go from the 2-yard line to the 7. So a little breathing room for the Panthers. Try to get a defensive stop here. If they could get a turnover, that would be the best case scenario in this situation. Holding them to a field goal would be all right as well. They lead by 6, 27-21 over Sam Rayburn. They'll try it on the ground again, this time lowering his shoulder, getting to stopped at the 5-yard line. Next thing we know, he kind of spills forward to about the 3-yard line. I'll be interested to see where they actually spot the ball, and they'll give him the yardage up to the 3-yard line. Second down and 3 to go. Second and goal. Oh, it's a bobbled snap. Quarterback has to keep it. He's hit in the backfield and dropped right at the line of scrimmage. There was the potential turnover opportunity for Caney Creek. So a big third down, you can imagine. Maybe 4-down territory, or maybe they would settle for a field goal here. We're only in the third quarter. Let's see if that's even a conversation piece. They give it to that big defensive end / running back. He bulldozes his way into the end zone. And we have a tie score. 27-27 with Sam Rayburn having an opportunity to take a 1-point lead here on an extra point attempt. The snaps on some of these punts and kicks have been less than stellar, so Caney Creek can hope for maybe a little bobble or a skipped snap. Rayburn doesn't have enough men on the field. They're waving to the sidelines. They get somebody extra on the line. There are 42 seconds left in this quarter. They're sending off an additional player to the Sam Rayburn sideline. So the one they waved in, I guess, was actually one too many. There are 11 men on the field now by my count. The kick is up and splits the uprights. Sam Rayburn takes a 1-point lead over the Panthers. It's 28-27. There are 42 seconds left in the third quarter. Caney Creek will try to answer here with a score of their own. This has been an enjoyable game. There have been a lot of scoring. There have been some big defensive stops, a few mistakes that have sort of turned the tide here and there. Both teams have responded to adversity. really well, especially for the first week of football. I imagine the fourth quarter is going to be pretty exciting as we get really close to it here. About 40 seconds left in the third. Panthers with 2 men back to receive. They will set up on the 10-yard line. Sam Rayburn, I would venture to say they don't have a very strong kicker, as they have done some squib kicks, line drive kicks, and the last one they did a high pooch kick that was fair caught at the 35. The receiver was hit after the fair catch, and they got an extra 15 out of that. So we'll see what Rayburn does here on this kickoff. They've been creative in their approach so far this evening. This one is given a big, strong kick, but it'll be fielded at the 10. Or up to the 15. He's got some blockers in front of him to 25. Makes it to 30. Up to the 35. He cuts it over to the sideline to the 40. He's over half midfield there. 40-yard line. Pushed out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. Caney Creek with a fantastic kickoff return.
Number 9, Timothy Palmer with a return for the Texans. Knocked out of bounds at the 35-yard line for the Panthers.
That was Tim Palmer with the return, and I'll tell you what, that was textbook. You can see him using his blockers there. Then he finds a crease on the right-hand side of his blockers and takes it to the sideline for a significant gain there. Short field for Caney Creek. They're at the Rayburn 35-yard line. Quarterback Christian Aguilar runs to the huddle. Communicates with his team as they break the huddle and go to the line. They will resume the power I formation. Rayburn adjusts. It's a pitch to the tailback. He's got some blockers in front of him. He keeps the leg moving. They're trying to strip the ball, and he's like, I'm just going to keep running. If you're not going to tackle me, I'm going to get about 15 more yards.
He picks up enough yardage for Panthers.
Great gain on the ground. I think that might take us to the end of the third quarter here, as Caney Creek has shown no urgency by design. A running team that uses the clock gives themselves a chance to stay in almost every game, as their defense gives them a chance, which it has. So we will end the third quarter and get ready for the fourth. The Panthers trail by 1, 28-27. They are on the march. As they will switch sides of the field here, they will resume with the ball very close to the 20-yard line. From the press box here, you see all the flags of the high schools in Conroe ISD. However, very little flag flying right now. There it is, windless out there. If there's a wind, it is very, very light. Caney Creek offense also giving their defense a bit of a breather. That Caney Creek defense getting psyched up to stop Rayburn on the next possession and turn the tide in favor of Caney Creek here, as their offense is doing what they can to keep them in this game. Only down 1. Fourth quarter about ready to start. You see on the fan cam there that we have a packed house here at Moorhead Stadium. Lots of great fans out here tonight, and we have gotten treated to a fantastic football game. All right, we're going to start the fourth quarter here. Caney Creek 1st and 10. It's a pitch to the tailback. He goes, cuts right upfield, takes a spin, loses a tackler, and nearly gets the first down. Short by about 2 yards, so an 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2, but inside the 15. Ball on the Rayburn 13-yard line. Panthers running backs showing a lot of vision on the ground. Running wide and taking one cut north-south right up the middle when they find that crease. This will be another pitch, and the same thing up the middle. Very patient running, using their blockers. picking up first downs, which they just did there, and they'll have a 1st and goal from the 10-yard line. I've said it before, but I was very impressed with the size of the offensive linemen on Caney Creek's side during warm-ups, and I thought they've done a good job of building that line if their commitment really is to the run, which they've proven tonight that they are committed to the run. Looked like an odd snap. I'm not sure if it was a quarterback keeper by design, but that's what it ended up being, and a good gain of about 5 yards. Although it looks like they might be spotting it at the 6. No, they'll put it on the 5, so it'll be 2nd and goal from the 5.
5-yard gain for the Panthers.
Jordan Mize, listed as a tight end, senior. He's checking into the game. Panthers go to the line of scrimmage. This is a handoff to the fullback. They're going to whistle this play dead, and it looked like they were whistling it dead before it actually got to develop, so I'm imagining this might go against Caney Creek. Caney Creek Panther slow to get up. Trainers going out to the field as the referees have a conference to figure out the penalty flag. And it will be a false start penalty against Caney Creek, so a little bit of a momentum buster there as they will go backwards. This will put them back to the 10-yard line, and I believe they'll get to keep it 2nd down. If so, it'll be 2nd and goal from the 10 when we resume play. 2 seconds past 10 minutes left in this game. We're in the 4th quarter. It's been a doozy. 28-27 Texans lead, but the Panthers in scoring position would love to get the touchdown here. However, judging off the kickoffs, I think they have the kicker to get a field goal if needed from this range easily. And a big round of applause for the Caney Creek Panther as he is walking off under his own power. And I can't say it enough, but you never want to see an injury this early in the season. Rather, any time during the season, but the first Friday night football game, these kids have worked so hard. They've done their 2-a-days. It has been a hot August here, but they're committed. And you can tell that commitment is paying off tonight for the Caney Creek Panthers as they try to improve on their record from last year, as they are now 6A District 13. And they can make a bit of a statement tonight if they can pull out this victory. It's a pitch to the tailback. He has a bit of running room. He breaks a couple of tackles and gets inside the 5-yard line before he's brought down.
24 Graves with the carry.
Jaden Graves, the junior running back on the carry. Inside the 5, they'll mark it at the 4-yard line. This will bring up 3rd and goal from the 4. To the power I. And it's a flip to the tailback. He has some blockers. He's into the end zone. Caney Creek, another rushing touchdown. It's their 4th rushing touchdown of the night, 33-28. I say you go for 2 here. I believe the Panthers are going to try to make this a 35-28 ball game. It only makes sense. And of course, they'll get it at the 3, so I see no reason to get fancy here. You stay in that power I. You've got 3 options behind the quarterback of who to hand it off to. Give it to the hot hand. You've got your blockers up front. It is the same pitch. He's taking it off the right side. Can't quite make it to the end zone, but there is a flag on the play. Now, I'm going to think this is a holding penalty. However, Caney Creek not off the field yet. Their reaction might show us what the officials are discussing, but the Panthers seem to think it might go against Sam Rayburn, which would be very fortunate, as it would shorten the field for another opportunity to get 2-point conversion. Although they're walking off now. This penalty goes against Caney Creek, so penalties declined since they stopped him short of the end zone, so 2-point conversion no good. Our score is 33-28. Caney Creek has a 5-point lead with 9 minutes, 12 seconds left in this game. Caney Creek coach is asking for some clarification on that call. I don't think I actually saw.
Again, a special thanks to Russo's Pizzeria for sponsoring the press box this evening.
Great explanation from the officials. So Caney Creek in conference with these officials to discuss what the call was. However, both teams anxious to keep this game going. Kicking team, receiving team, both on the field as officials continue to talk to both sidelines, as a matter of fact. Caney Creek coaches seem satisfied with whatever they were told by the officials, or at least they're walking back to the sideline, wanting to get this game going again. We've only got 9 minutes left, and it has been a back-and-forth affair. Caney Creek with a missed extra point earlier off of a bad snap. Tried their hand at a 2-point conversion, their last touchdown, and came just about a yard short. So they are up 5, 33-28. They have a strong leg kicker. Kicks with his left foot. 2 men back for Sam Rayburn. They have actually moved back to the 5-yard line because of his kicks. This one's a little bit shorter. He's waving for a fair catch. Not the best play there, as he was at the 12-yard line. There wasn't a Caney Creek tackler within 10 yards of him. So I'm a bit surprised at the fair catch call, but you will certainly take it. Although I imagine that goes to the 25. Okay. That makes a bit more sense. We need a big, big time showing from the Caney Creek defense here. A 3 and out, and they've had a couple of those early in the game. Linebacker into the backfield immediately, tackles him at the line of scrimmage. The ball comes out late, well after the play was whistled dead, but no gain for the Texans. Great stop by Caney Creek, brings up 2nd and 10. Texans are at their own 25. Just under 9 minutes left in this game. Operating all night out of the shotgun, usually 3 wide receivers. Running back in the backfield, quarterback looking deep to pass. He has a man wide open and overthrows him by about a half a step. If he would have caught him in stride, I am afraid that would have gone for 6. He had about 3 yards on his defender. However, it is an incomplete pass, and it brings up 3rd and 10. Caney Creek fortunate on that. And a big 3rd down here on both sides of the ball. Caney Creek because they want to stop. Sam Rayburn because they need the 1st down. Looking to pass, time in the pocket. He's rushed out of the pocket. He's going to have to keep it, and he is brought down at the 25-yard line, right at the line of scrimmage. They nearly could have thrown a flag on a hold. But Caney Creek more than happy to take that. A fantastic defensive stand. 3 and out at a very important point in this game. Caney Creek with a 5-point lead. 8 minutes just about left in the game, and Caney Creek can really work this clock with their running game, and I imagine that is what they're going to try to do here with the last 8 minutes of this ball game and a small lead. Sam Rayburn back to punt. Almost offsides, but it's a bad snap, so he has to run with it, and they're going to get the ball back at the 20, maybe the 19-yard line. Caney Creek with excellent field position late in this game, and a great opportunity to add to their 5-point lead. 7 minutes, 40 seconds left in the game. Panthers lead 33-28, and they've got the ball back on the Texans' 19-yard line. Caney Creek up to the line of scrimmage. No surprise that they're in their power I with the 3 running backs. This one will go to the tailback. He evades the first tackler who's in the backfield, hit immediately as he hits the line of scrimmage, so it will be for no gain. And it'll bring up 2nd and 10. But it will keep the seconds ticking off the clock, as we will get close to 7 minutes left in this game by the time they snap the ball. Very impressed with the deliberateness of the Caney Creek Panthers' offensive approach tonight. Sometimes when things get, you see too much adversity, you tend to abandon your best laid plans. But they've stuck to it, and it's turned out very well for them. Another pitch to the tailback, trying to find some room to run, cutting it to the right, evades some tackles, spins past some more tacklers down inside the 15-yard line. He'll make it to the 14-yard line, and that was a big effort. Could have been dropped at the line of scrimmage, but really wrestled his way forward. That was Jaden Graves with a strong running effort to bring up a 3rd down. It'll be 3rd and 4. Again, Caney Creek has a 5-point lead, so this right here is almost certainly a running play. 1st down, great, not a 1st down. I think a field goal puts you up 8, and that seems pretty comfortable right now. Let's see if that's even part of a conversation, and it will not be a 1st down. It will not be a 1st down. As I saw a blocker tear through the line of scrimmage, I thought he was the ball carrier, but no, drop just about at the line of scrimmage will bring up a 4th down and 3 yards. We're looking to the sideline to see what the coach is going to want them to do here. I'd let the clock run a little bit, maybe call a timeout, put that field goal unit out, but we will see what they decide to do. If they go for it, they will need 3 yards for the 1st down. Again, Caney Creek up by 5, 33-28. So it will be a Caney Creek timeout with 5 minutes and 18 seconds left in this game. They're hanging on to a 5-point lead. They have fought back. They were down, I believe, 7 at one point, and then they brought it back with a score of their own, but they were down 1 when they missed the extra point. They went up by 5 here and missed the 2-point conversion, so it stayed a 5-point lead. So it does look like we are going to get a field goal attempt be a 29-yard field goal attempt. This is not the kickoff kicker, however, as we have a right-footed kicker now. The snap's a little high. He gets it up. It's a line drive kick that's left of the upright, and they do not make the field goal. So a disappointing turn of events there for the Caney Creek Panthers. They cannot add on to their lead. They still are up 5, 33-28, but Sam Rayburn will take over at the 19-yard line. Or excuse me, actually they'll take over at about the 12-yard line, I believe. Another Texan player down on the field being attended to. We still have a lot of seats in the bleachers out here at Moorhead Stadium. Nobody's leaving this game early. And a big round of applause for the player being helped off the field as Sam Rayburn will take over. And they will take over from the 20, their own 20. And a field goal will not do the Texans any good. They'll need to find the end zone if they want to pull out this victory. Caney Creek with a strong defensive showing on the last series will try to do the same here. Rayburn from the shotgun and 3 wide receivers. Got a man in the backfield who, it's a fake handoff, quarterback keeper. He's going for the sideline where he's hit inside the 25-yard line, brought down at about the 26, maybe the 27-yard line. So a 7-yard gain will bring up 2nd and 3. That will keep the clock moving, or should, although the clock is stopped at 5:01. I don't know if that's because there was a timeout called or an official timeout. Now the clock starts rolling again. Caney Creek wants to see those minutes tick off, those seconds tick off. It's a handoff to number 8. He's looking for a hole, runs into a blocker of his own, brought down at about the 30-yard line, or 31, which is enough for the first down, and the move chains. We're inside of 5 minutes left in this inaugural Friday night football game. And another Rayburn player down. And at some of these, it just looks like early season cramping as they're working out some calf muzzles. Hopefully nothing more than that for these young athletes. Gives Caney Creek's defense a chance to regroup. Rayburn has been running a very quick-paced offense tonight. Caney Creek been able to keep up with them for the most part. Things have slowed down a tad on the Rayburn side of the ball, which is to the benefit of Caney Creek as they collect themselves on defense, catch their wind, and get set up for this possession. It's 1st and 10. It's a handoff. Quarterback keeper, actually. He takes it to the right sideline again, brought down inside the 35-yard line by Trey Jackson. It'll be 2nd down and 5 yards. Texans have it on their own 36-yard line. The clock is ticking, and we're down to about 4 minutes. It's a handoff. This time it is a handoff up the middle, and he's brought down immediately at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Might have even lost half a yard by the spot, so it'll bring up 3rd down. This, again, is a big 3rd down. However, with under 4 minutes left now, Texans have got to be thinking it's 4 downs. So Caney Creek, 2 more big stops on this possession. Don't give up 6 yards, and you might be able to put a cap on this game. The snap is good. Quarterback looking to his left, shifts to his right, finds his man open. Number 16 with the reception, hit immediately, but he's carrying some tacklers with him across midfield and down to the 45-yard line. Big gain for the Texans. Rayburn back to the line in shotgun. Handoff Kickoff up the middle. Lots of running room. This is the big dude who's also doubling as a defensive end, and he rumbles up to the 30-yard line. Another first down, big gain. He's a hard one to bring down. This one is a run up the middle as well. Not as much of a gain on that, maybe 3 yards, and it'll bring up second down. And they'll say 6, so we'll give them 4. We are 2.5 minutes from the end of this game. Rayburn on the march. A field goal is no good. They're down 5. Panthers up 33-28. Panthers defense can bend, but don't break on this possession. They're going to try to keep it on the ground. Number 15 with the carry. He's hit maybe 2 yards after the line of scrimmage. We'll bring up third down, and they hustle back to the line. They do not huddle. They look to the sideline for their play. We're getting really close to 2 minutes left. They're going to switch players out on that offensive line for the Texans. That uses some clock, and we're now inside of 2 minutes. They'll go 3 wide receivers to the right. Quarterback keeper trying to find room to run on the left side. Slides down inside the 20. They're going to mark it where he starts his slide at the 19. Just enough for the first down. Stop the clock momentarily. Minute 45 left. The chains are set. It's 1st and 10, and we have a minute 40 left in this game. Caney Creek 33. Sam Rayburn 28. This is an exciting ending to what has proved to be an exciting game. We need a big stop by Caney Creek here. A turnover would seal it. The snap is off. Quarterback back to drop. Finds his wide receiver over the middle. It is a turnover. It's an interception for Caney Creek. That's going to seal the game, folks, with a minute 15 left. Biggest defensive play of the night came at the most opportune time. What great coverage and what a great read on the quarterback. He clearly followed him all the way, cut off that passing route and jumped in front of it. What a play, and I want to get this name for you. I believe that was Isaiah Sanchez, junior cornerback. Now, Sam Rayburn has 3 timeouts left, all 3 timeouts. So a first down is very much needed from the Caney Creek offense here. They will line up, and it is a reverse, and those plays make me nervous. Anytime the ball is in the air between running backs like that, it's a bit nerve-wracking. As expected, it's showing a timeout by Caney Creek, which is a bit of a surprise to me. They've actually charged that against Sam Rayburn now, which doesn't surprise me as much because it'll be second down. It'll be 9 yards to pick up the first down. But Caney Creek holding on to a 5-point lead, 33-28. Minute and 9 seconds left in this game. It's been a bit back and forth. Caney Creek with a huge turnover after a long Sam Rayburn drive. Both teams coming out of their timeout. Caney Creek at the line of scrimmage. Quarterback under center. This is a reverse, and enough for a first down, plus some. There is a flag on the play back at the line of scrimmage. It is going to be a hold against Caney Creek. He got the edge, apparently, from a hold. That is a very unfortunate penalty. That first down would have sealed it for Caney Creek. But this will come all the way back, and it will also probably cost them half the distance to the goal. They'll be backed up against their own end zone with a long second down. Great play call, good blocking, but a holding call will negate it. Oh, I take it back, folks. They called a face mask penalty. It offset the hold. They don't get to keep the gain. They just get to replay the down. So it could have been better. It could have been worse. It could have been that needed first down, but it also could have been just a hold, which would have pinned them way back and made it more difficult to pick up this first down. But we'll just repeat this second down. It'll be 2nd and 9 with 1 minute and 1 second left in this game. Official setting the ball down. Both teams ready to go at the line of scrimmage. 2 timeouts left on the Sam Rayburn sideline, and I imagine if we don't get the first down here, and there's movement on the line, and both sides are obviously pointing to each other, but it looked like movement on Caney Creek's side of the ball. And that's what they're going to call, so it'll cost them 5 yards, and they're going in the wrong direction. They now have a 2nd and 14. Panthers need to settle down here with just a minute left, holding on to a 5-point lead. No more penalties, certainly no turnovers. A first down would be fantastic. Let's see what they have in store for us here. Will be a handoff, looking for some room to run. Makes his way to about the 8-yard line. Brought down, and a timeout being used by the Sam Rayburn sideline. They'll have 1 left after this, and it'll be 3rd down for Caney Creek. This has been an excellent start to the season, a very fun game to watch. Caney Creek came out really strong tonight, putting the first score on. Gave up a few to Sam Rayburn, and in the second half, the Texans took a quick lead. However, Caney Creek wasted no time in getting that lead back. And we sit with a 5-point difference between the Panthers and the Texans. Caney Creek 33, Sam Rayburn 28. Looks like we're ready to see what happens here on 3rd down. It's a big 3rd down. 12 yards to go. We've seen them pick up 12 yards on the ground multiple times tonight. Let's see if they can do it here. Take the snap. It's a flip to the tailback, and he is working for some yardage. He has busted it free, and he's going to pick up the first down up to the 35-yard line. That should seal the deal. There's only 1 timeout left. They can go into the victory formation and take a knee. Let them use that last timeout. Caney Creek 33, Texans 28. I hope that's our final, folks. It looks like it should be. Caney Creek picked up a huge first down. It is their ball at the 34-yard line. A fresh set of downs. Sam Rayburn with just 1 timeout left. And it is very fitting that they pick up that game-clinching first down on the ground, as they have been committed tonight to the run. They will commit to it this season, and they have a very bright season in front of them. Caney Creek takes the knee. Sam Rayburn will let the clock run down. Folks, Caney Creek starts off the season 1-0. 33-28. They are winners in their first 6A game. Way to go, Panthers. This has been excellent, exciting, and fun. I hope you all have enjoyed it. come out to Moorhead to catch some football or catch us on the YouTube channel. Thanks for joining us tonight, folks. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend.
Bring us to the end of our game. Please follow Caney Creek as they travel to Galena Park next Friday night, 7 o'clock.